Hey Jem, hey Jem, hey Jem. What do you think about the new stage, huh? Huh? What do you think about Undertow? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Let's go check it out. They added some cover up here. Neat. This looks just the way that it was. This looks like it's cut a little bit deeper. Bigger sponge. Okay, and it goes up to here. So, you can still make it up without having to go very high up the sponge. It's, okay, not quite that low, but this low. So, in theory, like, you only have to swim as high up the sponge as you ever did to get out of there. But now you can also go higher if you want to. So that's interesting. And there is a way up into spawn. Ooh. There's this now. Did we need this? Is this something that we like? Top of it's unpaintable. So, who does this benefit? This feels like... Because this is left side peak. So this actually advantages the team that's trying to rush the backliner, I think. Because they get to right side peak this. And like this is just kind of getting in the way of someone who's up here from attacking this area out here. This is new, isn't it? Was there a little rectangle like that? I don't know what difference that's even going to make. I guess it like lets you right side peek this a little better. Weird. It also makes it so like it's harder to see from here what's going on below you. Like, this just feels like a nerf to backline positions. Okay, so then from here... Interesting. So, they didn't put a pole, they put a cutout. And now, from here, you can more easily paint the other zone. Oh, what? And now there's cover here. So now you kind of play this like this. And it's harder to get you out of there. Right? No, you can still right side peek this. Huh. How's that going to play? I like that there's more room here. Like, just having this be wider is definitely better. Makes it a lot less cramped. Is it gonna be much of a difference, though? I don't know. So instead of cover here, you've got this. I guess you could, like, hide here. And then pop up. The backline weapon... How much can you see? So, okay, this does give you some cover from the backline weapon by pressing yourself up against here, as well as the usual option of, you know, hiding under here. I wonder if the backline weapon could hit down over the top of this, though. If they could, like, actually hit this part now. Well, I will say I don't think that this has any kind of, like, major fundamental change to the map. Like, the major problem on the map has just always been that mid is too much of a choke point. It's too hard to get through. I guess it's, like, modestly easier to go from here to, like, over here, because you can kind of move through this first. It still feels really easy to, like, see, like, let's say you're trying to defend on this side. Like, sure, they could come from this way and this way now, but, like, you can see both of those still. You're still going to have your backliner watching that. Backliner's even going to have an easier time because of this slit cut out of here. So I guess maybe it's better for if you have two people that are trying to cross the zone together, one of them comes this way while the other one's coming this way and you can't look at both of them. It's the most I could see. That one doesn't feel super impactful. I think this one feels much like how the map was before. Let's go look at the other modes. So the other modes, it'll probably matter more. Nobody wants to play Zones Undertow without a major overhaul anyway. Tower control. So still expanded over here, which kind of matters for the very last checkpoint, but not for much else. Because the tower goes this direction. No real change to the tower path from what I can see there. Okay, what's up with mid now? Or with snipe now? It's just the same with no glass. Is this still the same over here? Basically. What did they change here? Oh, is this unpaintable now? Okay, so you can't, like, shark underneath here, I guess? Doesn't that make it scarier to jump down, though? Is a sponge here? Okay. Has that been there? I mean, I guess you can... You can't just drop like that. You have to drop out further. I don't know if I like that. That feels like that disadvantages the defending team, if anything. This feels pretty unchanged, except for this cut being taken out of the sides again, which seems like it's going to be a pretty consistent thing. It is interesting. So this being slatted makes it so you can see through into the corner if you're down here better. So it feels like they've advantaged the attacking team a little bit. Okay, nothing too much that I'm noticing there immediately. Now this is the mode that people actually like playing competitively the most. So this one does have a pretty big impact. Let's see what's changed here. So same spawn region as the others. Pretty sure this rail was always there. Same cutout here being different and same, you know, higher raised point there, which is probably good because a lot of weapons that would stand up here would just be so low that they were easy to shark and pick off. So being able to kind of take some shots from back here and have a little bit more cover might be good. They've put this box here for some reason. Maybe for this sort of deal? This? I don't really know what this does. Side of it is paintable. So that's interesting. Only that side. Checkpoints look like they're in the same places. This is still unpaintable. I'm pretty sure this was paintable before. Maybe I'm wrong. Still got the same cutouts right here. So you can get further into the corner there, I guess, and still have cover. Then you come around here, and this looks exactly the same. Oh, this is paintable now. Wait, this is a way bigger fast break than it used to be. I don't know if I like that. That makes this KO a lot faster. And like, Imagine how difficult it is to hit someone when you're just hugging the wall right here. Like, those points are a lot freer now than they used to be. Still possible to get up here. Feels way snowball-y. I should stop trying to add suffixes to made-up words. It's way more snowball-y now on that side. But this is going to be completely the same. It's basically no difference here. So, I mean, those other changes may or may not be good, but without having played it, I'm feeling like I don't like that. Let's see what's different on Clam Blitz. Okay, same left side spawn. Same right side spawn. Same area down there. Same bigger area here, same sponge. This is the same, except it's got this rail again. This means it's going to be a lot easier for people to just kind of, like, hide here in the enemy side. Like, you're going to have to be a lot more meticulous about clearing this. And then, okay, same deal as splat zones. The glass goes out to here. You've got a cutout here. Same cutout here that's been in every mode. And that's about it. I don't feel like these change very much. But I'll have to see how they play. I think the biggest change by far is the way that the end of the left side Rainmaker path is paintable now. And I'm really not sure how I feel about that. I'm leaning toward I don't like it. So if the other changes are good for quality of life on the map, then I'm all for it. Having the bumper pushed up against this is also kind of nice. It lets you sort of sneak in here. Although, for the attacking team, now this corner is really scary. Like, you really want to clear this corner when the bumper's there. Is the bumper there in every mode? If it is, like, this is definitely a really spooky place. Like, you could just get clam jumps in from here, right? Like, you hide in here while the team is moving back out, and then you scoot a little closer to basket and then call for a jump. So that's something that's going to need to get cleared. And then this also makes it so that you can kind of rat in the enemy base a little bit better, because this wall here means you've got cover against anyone who's trying to force you out. So you can just sit up here for a while and come at me, bro. Mid is a little bit wider. Is it significantly wider? I don't know. Does this even, like, make it worse? Like, maybe a squeezer can just hit shots through mid now. Maybe this is less cover for the short-range weapons. Because, like, what I didn't like about it being so claustrophobic in here was that it's my job to push from here across to here without getting sniped or shot by somebody else. And in current state, all that had to happen was for one person to be here and for there to be a backliner up there, and lil me over here couldn't move. Well, what difference does it make coming over here if I'm left side peeking around this wall against the person here? I'm still... Maybe it gets me into here easier? Cool. I can't do anything from here. I need to get over to this area, and this is still locked down by one person who's just standing here shooting in this direction. So maybe they need a little more range to hit around this to prevent me from getting myself wedged in over here. And maybe once I'm wedged in over here, I can have another teammate push through this side, and now we pinch together. Maybe that's the thought. But it also makes it feel like it's easier for someone to defend this play from over here. Like, all they have to do is, like, jump and shoot now. Used to be that you needed something like a bucket to hit over the top of this, and now you just get this slot where you could paint the enemy zone from here while you've got your own zone capped, or whatever else is going on. Yeah, I don't think this really changes very much. I think this map is still going to play largely the same way, but I'll go and get some matches on it and see what I think. Okay, I have now played a rotation of Zones Undertow and a rotation of Rainmaker Undertow for a good, I think it was at least 5 games each. It doesn't feel very different. There are a couple of minor details that you play around differently. So one of the best changes is this cutaway right here, because before it was like you'd be here, and then you'd peek this corner, and then you'd run away. And that was about all the interaction that you were ever going to have here. If you walked forward, you died. If they walked forward, they died. You just kind of waited until a special broke things open. Now, you have 2 different alleys that are both still awful, but since there are 2 of them, you can do some stuff there sometimes. So, for example, if you put 1 player over here and 1 player over here, it's way harder for them to just automatically splat you as soon as you try to run ahead. You might actually get something done doing that. Now, the mid cutaway is also kind of nice. It does give you the option to just switch zones a lot more quickly than it would take to paint this wall, go up and over, not get shot, and go over the other side. The not get shot part is really the hardest of all of that, but this, way quicker. So that part's nice too. What this also does sometimes is if the team isn't particularly coordinated and they just try to put multiple people over here, it kind of lines them all up right here and it's a shooting gallery. So you gotta be careful about when you decide to go across. This thing right here is perplexing. It makes it generally easier to make the aggressive play against the backliner because they can't see you as easily coming up because this is visually blocking them. Like before, you know, if you're up here, you can kind of just look down and see that corner right there. And you can have that on your screen from like this position if this wall isn't here. But this wall is here now, so you can't really see it as easily. So this kind of helps the attackers more than anyone. It also helps anyone who's trying to hold this against someone who's coming this way, if that's the idea. Because now you have this piece of cover to work with, and you see them coming, and you can position in like right side peek around this. You know, you can rotate around, do this sort of thing. So, you know, the flank is advantageous for the attacker because you're expecting that the backliner is looking out this way. But if this is like Clam blitz and you're setting up on the opposing side and trying to get people to jump in or something, it's hard to even see the jumps if you position them back here because the wall's in the way. So this makes this a little bit more important to check because it's a little bit more annoying to have someone up here when it's like on your side. Okay, Rainmaker. One thing that's worth noting, you know, this stuff out here being expanded would matter if this part of the map were more important more often. So like maybe with a really long-range weapon on last checkpoint tower control defense, this would be really nice. Maybe if you're like a long-range weapon or you've got a crab tank or something and you're just spawning out to defend first checkpoint, maybe you can rotate up here in time. It takes a pretty long time to get here compared to just getting it here or here. Because you've got to go out of your way to get over there. But maybe there's an idea there. But that area is better just because of where it is on the map. There are not that many cases where it's going to have an impact. I think this disincentivizes going this way now because it's so much slower. And like you can hide underneath here. Some stuff you can do. I don't remember if this all was here before. I don't know how valuable it's going to be. Like, I guess maybe for, like, a rapid or something, you'd be able to really poke over this. Maybe even, like, a bucket or something, and that could be really annoying. So that might make it easier to push through here. So this is all a lot more attacker-favored than it used to be. And there's even less of a reason to go to the right side. Hey, solo queue teammates, right side is good up until first checkpoint, and then it is dog water. Do not go too much further past here unless it's already here and you think you can force it. Because they spawn from, like, right there. They spawn from that side. So they're going to be here faster, and you have an unpaintable ramp that you have to swim up. Whereas on the other side, you used to have unpaintable stuff that you had to go across. Now, you can just swim all the way. And it's way safer every step of the way, as long as you've got the numbers to keep going. Obviously, you know, if you've got a fast break or something, then yeah, you're going to get your points pretty quickly going up this way, because it's a shorter path to the goal. But it is not a safe path by any means. If you don't have some massive advantage at that time, literally get first checkpoint on right and rotate it left. Like, I think that there are a lot of situations where that's just the right play. It doesn't change much. It really doesn't change much. The map feels exactly the same, just with some very slight, nice touches that they make it a little bit better. So, it's like all of the other balance patches besides crack and cheese being removed. They're in the right direction. They're just so small that they're barely going to make a difference. And it's a little frustrating in that there are only so many more balance patches like this, and if they're making such tiny adjustments in every single one of them, the game might not really change course very much because of the changes they're making. So, that's my primary frustration with it. I think that, yeah, as a whole, basically everything is better. This is the one thing where I'm like, you know, if there's ever a single place on the map to have an absolutely dreadful choke point, this isn't a bad place for it. I kind of liked the way that it impacted the pacing of this map. Maybe at higher levels, it was more frustrating. But, like, it kind of made it so that getting through here wasn't free once you got that far. It kind of made it so it didn't snowball as hard. Even though it was the safer route and, like, people wanted to push there, it still was a little bit difficult. I kind of liked that for it. And I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it being different, but I'm definitely open to the idea of it being better. I just need to see how it's going to play out in a competitive context first. So, that was my thoughts. Barely any different. Like most of the patch, except for crack and cheese. I'm most excited for Clam Blitz. I think everything else is going to feel about the same.